recent years, television news has developed in its own right as a very special news gathering and reporting medium. As a part of constant improvement of the news gathering techniques, the electronic or instant news gathering system has come into being. At Cairo Television in Seattle, 3 electronic news gathering units have been put into operation.
Tax in code green. All the code yellow.
You want me to call him back before you can try and get inside?
He wants you to expedite. Take it away.
The taxi will be it also uses quick release, and I'll caution you when you use something, make sure you get that quick release down tight.
Much of the electronic news gathering system is very similar to that of news film, but there are many differences which have made the electronic camera system very desirable to use. Before starting out for the first story of the day, the crew of Camera Unit 3 makes a quick stop to shoot background footage for the evening news weather report. The cameraman sets up the shot and then calls to the video technician to roll the videotape. The tape is run on a compact and portable videotape cassette machine.
That building's closer than you are.
What's that?
That building's closer than you are.
I am, a little bit. Okay.
Whoever just happens to be available does it.
Yeah. Okay, roll it. One more.
Rather than returning to the studio with the tape, the crew continues on to the next story. At a different location, the microwave antenna on top of the instant news van is used to beam the weather tape back to the station, where it will be edited later. This system also allows for the relaying of news events as they happen.
To the second light, then take a right. Okay. Come in, take another right, and it'll put you right in front of the station. In front. I wouldn't think so. No.
The first story of the day is about the possibility of a merger between SeaTac Airport and Boeing Field. The crew has traveled to Boeing Field to shoot background footage for the story. When leaving the truck, the cameraman places a rechargeable battery into the color camera backpack unit. This unit supplies up to 3 hours of power for the camera. The crew then packs up the equipment for the trip to the location of the interview planned for the story.
Well, I suppose people have imputed certain advantages such as the integration.
Though the interview can be shot almost as quickly indoors, the prevailing good weather made outdoor shooting simpler for all concerned.
Yes, it's been under review almost since C10 by proponents of the merger that a single administration by the professional staff, such as the forecast, well,
all areas of the interested community involved, including among others, for instance, the tenants who are there at the airport, certainly the airlines who serve C. I would feel that our port commission probably, if they are to assume the responsibility.
Due to the close proximity of the station and the length of the tape already shot, the reporter and crew return to the station.
Switch forward to issue check location.
Understood it would be also.
While the crew will continue on to the next story with a different reporter, the first reporter plays back the videotape of the interview and selects the portions to be used.
Here at King County, among the councilman and John Spellman appears to be more or less favorable towards a serious look.
The background footage is also selected for the story. This is done by means of a video cassette playback unit and a digital counter that keeps track of minutes, seconds, and frames of video information.
There have been efforts made in the past over the years to take a serious look at merger that has, usually because the county does own a Boeing field, so the primary or first major step would have to be taken.
After the exact sequence of shots and their length is made, a cue sheet and the original tapes are given to the technician in charge of the final tape editing. Using the cue sheet, he programs the electronic editing machine to locate the shot desired by the reporter. The footage that was microwaved in from the truck for the evening's weather report is assembled precisely as the cue sheets indicate. No tape is actually cut in the editing process for videotape. Instead, the editing is done from the machine on the left to the machine on the right by electronic means. at the exact point of the edit, programmed for the editing machine, makes the transfer of the shot to the machine on the right.
Well-versed in all aspects of airport management for years. A single administration by
The finished tape is then filed and ready to be played on the evening news at a point selected by the news editor.
The boycott of Central Seattle area schools was suspended while members of the Central Area School Council met in Washington, D.C. today. Now, last week's boycott against the transfer of minority teachers was successful, with 90% of the students and 65% of the teachers participating. A state delegation met today with the Department of Snohomish County is asking for $12,000 for its 17 students, and the Lakewood District is asking voter approval for $263,000. State Auditor Robert Graham.
Roll, take 3. Take 3.
So the candidates are elsewhere, hoping they've done a good job campaigning. Republicans are at home today.
Ready, camera 2 and
California get accepted. Incidentally,
Camera 2.
campaigning manager Roger Washington said today that Ronald Reagan has become an important challenger because of his style and his showmanship. Democrats are all busy campaigning, trying to trade for
have agreed to establish diplomatic relations along with a new trade agreement. So it seems the move by Syria had been threatened for weeks. So today, when thousands of Syrian troops poured over the border into Lebanon, no one was surprised. Bernard Calvin.
Of Seattle-Tacoma International, which is operated by the Port of Seattle. The county-owned facility opened in July of 1928. Until SeaTac was built in 1949, Boeing Field was Seattle's airline terminal. After SeaTac, Boeing Field's role changed to serve as a base for private planes, charter carriers, and flight services. There are voices in King County government who believe the county should get out of the airport business. Councilman Bob Grieve is one of them. Another who favors merger of the two fields is County Executive John Spellman. Port of Seattle General Manager Eldon Opheim says there would be several advantages to the port managing both fields.
A single administration by a professional staff such as the port has, well-versed in all aspects of airport management for years, and able to produce the top management and financing arrangements such as has happened to SeaTac would be a benefit.
Best interest of the tax-paying public, and the taxpayers really own both of the facilities already. Ron Forcell, Eyewitness News.
The union that represents 15,000 engineering, scientific, and technical employees of Boeing Corporation has taken a strong stand in support of the controversial.
On the evening's broadcast, 2 live stories were broadcast, but even though this is now a common event, the majority of the stories are shot and edited earlier the same day. The ability to go live and to prepare news stories without waiting for film processing makes the electronic news system a very important part in the development of television as a very special news gathering system.